So after I got shot, I was driving, and it was burning. So I was like, man, I got a bullet in my head. I got a bullet in my head. And blood was just squirting all over my dashboard. And I'm like, I can't keep bleeding like this. So I had a Breaking Bad shirt on, and I took it off and I wrapped it around my head as a tourniquet, and I drove home. Took a shower, smoked a blunt.
Hi, I'm Desi Flores, and I am here with Chris the Breezy Brown. That's a long
Chris
one.
Breezy the Future.
Yeah, Future the Breezy.
Breezy the Future.
Breezy the Future. Okay, so where did that name come from?
Well, everyone calls me Breezy. Coach Wink started calling me the Future, and so I had the two nicknames. So I was like, all right, just Breezy the Future.
Breezy the Future. Why does he call you Breezy?
Everyone calls me Breezy. That's just been my nickname for a long time. But now it just the way I've been making fights look so easy, it fits even more.
Breezy. Okay, gotcha. So you're coming off a 3-fight win streak. 2 of those were by knockout. Were 2 of those last year? Or were all 3?
2 this year. I only fought twice this year.
Okay, yeah, I saw that. I saw that you actually have trouble getting fighters to go through with fights, that they cancel a lot. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I've had probably 7 canceled fights at least this year.
Wow.
I had to travel 4 times. I went to Detroit 4 times this year, 3 or 4 times this year, and only fought once. Went to Memphis. Guy didn't show up to weigh-ins. I was supposed to fight in Denver. A guy pulled out for LFA because I was supposed to fight on that Denver card a couple months ago.
Right.
Guy pulled out, and I took a fight the next week and fought the day before Thanksgiving. That's when I got the last knockout. But yeah, man, it's always something. I've heard every excuse in the book: blood work, people claiming injuries, people just saying they need to take a break. It's people saying they're hurt and trying to fight. Oh, this one dude that they were trying to hype up. He's a wrestler. I guess he trains with Matt Brown. And they were trying to, we were supposed to fight in Detroit, and he used to wrestle at Ohio State. And one of his teammates, we have the same manager. So he sent my manager a video of the guy's Facebook saying that he needed a break. He had a long year, and that he doesn't have any new injuries, that he's been beat up a lot this year, and he thinks he should take a rest. This is 2 weeks before we're supposed to fight.
Wow.
After contracts have already been signed and everything, 2 weeks out, he's talking about he needs to take a break.
Wow.
I've heard, since I was an amateur, they've been pulling this stuff. Like, people would say, I've had a guy call the promoter and say, I don't think I was pushed hard enough this camp, and I'm not ready to fight Chris Brown. Like, I've heard it all.
So your upcoming fight is at LFA 80, right there in your home, not your hometown, in your home field,
adopted
Albuquerque,
home.
Yeah, New Mexico. Your fight against Carrington Banks, who you just messaged that they were saying that was a wrestler, up and coming. This is another wrestler that you're going up against, and you go with the knockouts. How do you think you would go against a wrestler?
See, everybody sees my striking, and they don't realize that I'm a wrestler.
Your roots are in wrestling, right?
I was a state champ wrestler in high school. Yeah, my base is wrestling, and people don't realize that.
Do you still, because I come across some wrestlers who, when they have that foundation, they kind of get away from it and they really want to focus on their striking. Is that something you've been doing? Or do you still wrestle a lot in your training?
That was something I did. I had to, my wrestling was always really good, and promoters, like when I was an amateur, they also always like, oh, we know you can wrestle, Breezy, but we need to see you striking, because as soon as we start striking, I would go right into wrestling. Usually, as soon as I have heavy hands, so as soon as I punch them, they want to grapple too. So I was always doing a lot of wrestling. I used to get in trouble in high school for slamming people, because that's my favorite thing to do, is pick people up and slam them. So I usually really I think my first wrestling match my senior year, I got disqualified for slamming the dude too many times. So Yeah, for a while there, I got away because I wanted to be one of the best strikers in the world. So I was training with Holly and Carlos Condit, and I spent a lot of time with Anthony Pettis and things like
Mhm.
that. So I'm sparring with all these guys, and I wanted to be. So I was like, I want to be one of the best strikers in the world. So I'm just focusing on that stuff, and then I developed my own style that nobody can figure out. But it's all based because I can wrestle, so I can do all this unorthodox stuff. I can be off balance. I can do all these things. I'm not worried about
Gotcha.
someone getting under me or trying to take me down because I'm probably one of the hardest people in the gym. Easily one of the hardest people in the gym to take down. We have a lot of top wrestlers in our gym, and even if you can get me down, I can get right back up. No one can keep me down. So. Uh, my wrestling is it's always my fallback.
Got you. So who do you wrestle with down there? I know you have Edwin Cooper is also fighting for LFA on
Yeah,
that card.
yeah. Me and Edmund Cooper, we get a lot of rounds in,
Okay.
because he especially because he's a wrestler. He was at Iowa State. I think that's where he wrestled at. He wrestled at Iowa State in college, so he's a legit wrestler. So we get a lot of time in. We have another guy on the come up. One of our guys named Dan. He fights for Combate Americas. He's on a 3-fight finish streak. I think he rear naked choked the last 3 guys he fought.
Nice.
I
Let's
got
clarify here for those that may not know. You're at Jackson Wink in New Mexico,
yes,
so you have a
Jackson.
lot of actually. So you're
We
fighting
got Patchy
January
Mix.
17th and January 18th. You have
Holly's
Cowboy fighting against Conor
Kylo's not
McGregor.
with us.
Oh no,
Uh-uh.
no, okay,
No.
not there.
But Holly's on there though.
Okay. Was there any animosity there? The way you said that.
Yeah, there's bad blood, but it is what it is.
Okay.
He
Okay.
left it. He's not with us no more.
Is this so? Since when?
Think it was last
Okay.
year. It's it's been a while.
Okay. Well, you have a great.
Yeah, there was a
team.
whole big fallout. Big fallout. He got on Joe Rogan and was telling all kinds of lies. So
Oh
yeah, there
man,
was bad blood on there.
that happens sometimes. So, what brought you to Jackson Week? Why did you go? Your hometown is Houston, right? What brought you
Yeah.
over to New Mexico?
Originally I went to college in New Mexico, up north of Santa Fe. And then I went back home. I started boxing and stuff out there. I got jumped at a party, and they couldn't beat me up. They couldn't do anything to me, and I was like taking people down, beating them up, getting up, fighting like a whole party by myself. Yeah,
It's like a superhero in a video.
Yeah, so after that, I was like, man, if I can fight a whole party, I should do this professionally. So I started training boxing with one of my friends and his sister. They were pro boxers out there. And then I ended up moving back to Houston, and I was doing jiu-jitsu and some kickboxing. And then I stopped fighting, and I fell into the street life. I was, trapping and doing all that craziness, and ended up getting myself shot. This exit wound right here came out right there. It was wild. Some
you got
wildness.
shot in the head?
Yeah, it came in here and came out here. Like they were shooting at me.
Wait, it came in where?
It came in here, and then there was like a big old hole right here. Like this used to be like a big hole tunnel, and there was a tunnel to here.
So you were living a gang banging life, and you had a confrontation like that, and somebody shot at you, and somehow you lived through it. Is that what changed things?
Yeah. Once that happened, I was like, all right, I'm still alive. Because, I got shot. I was driving. I, drove home. Because I had thought...
You drove yourself home, shot in the head?
Yeah. Because there was a bullet fragment right here. Like, when I went and got stitches later, there was a fragment in here, and it was burning. So after I got shot, I was driving, and it was burning. So I was like, man, I got a bullet in my head. And blood was just squirting all over my dashboard. And I'm like, I can't keep bleeding like this. So I had a Breaking Bad shirt on, and I took it off, and I wrapped it around my head as a tourniquet, and I drove home. drove home, took a shower, smoked a blunt. Then my cousin came home yelling at me and told me to go to the hospital. I was like, yeah, I'm going. So I changed clothes and then
You
had my
weren't
little
scared?
cousin
You
take
didn't
me.
think you could die or that you could bleed out right there or that you weren't scared at all?
No. I was trying to figure out a way for nobody to know I got shot. I was already trying to I was already trying to finesse the situation. Like, how can I figure like hit the car in the garage? Like, all right, what's
Who
the
were you
story?
afraid of finding out?
Just anybody, like police, everybody. I didn't want nobody to know. So I
Gotcha.
was like, man, I'm gonna have a hard time hiding this scar because like it was a big old tunnel. So I was like, I gotta get stitches.
But you were face to face when you got shot. Like they thought they killed you.
He was in the street. I was in my car driving.
And he knew you and shot you on purpose.
Yeah.
Wow. How do you even deal with something like that after? I mean, that
that
was in Houston?
My PTSD, yeah, it was in Houston. My PTSD was horrible for a long time. Like, I was real paranoid. Like I would loud sounds. Like the first 4th of July or New Year's, that was horrible. Like the firecrackers were horrible. I was thinking people shooting at me. Like yeah, so it took a while for me to calm down.
Did you ever have to see that person again?
Nah. Didn't even know him. Just some street stuff. Just some street stuff that happened.
So you just brought up Breaking Bad, and I know that you're a security guard, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have any of those kinds of, is that real there? Is that really is there a big meth issue over there in New Mexico? Do you come across things like that when you're doing your job?
Oh yeah. They're always drunk or high, like I'll be getting out here and be fighting with these people high on whatever they be on. It gets wild. Like it's all like, especially where I work out, all kinds of stuff be going on in this little neighborhood. Because there's like a homeless shelter over here now, so there's like they all flood over here, and there's a park over across the street that's really bad. So they're always swarming. It was way worse when I first started working here, and then I cleared it out. I had to come over here and beat everybody up.
So you have to deal with this at your job. And did you work like a night shift? I'm imagining if you're security.
Yeah.
So you work
I'm here right now. See the liquor in the back.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't know where you were there. So you're working a night shift security, dealing with things like meth heads and criminals, and you've been shot in the head. And then you go during the day.
3 guns pulled on me. Got a dude pull an AK on me like last year. He pulled an AK. A dude pulled an AK on me because I stopped him for robbing us. So he got mad and tried to pull an AK on me.
Oh my gosh! So I can imagine that by the time you're in the cage, that's kind of your safe spot. That's kind of that's your way to a safer.
Like, the world goes away once I hit the gym. Like nothing else bothers me. Like I'm happy. That's why I'm always smiling and stuff. When I'm in the cage and everything, I'm having a good time. Like I could be dead right now. I'm over here fighting, living my dreams. So I'm always happy and smiling.
Well, how do you see your upcoming fight going?
Same way my other fights have been going. The
knockout.
The last two been out wrestle me too, man. You know, they keep putting me against these wrestlers because they don't realize that I'm a wrestler. So you know, I just get to show my wrestling. That's all that little difference. So people who are newer and didn't watch my earlier.
Losing you. You're breaking up. There you are.
So my bad. Someone's trying to call me.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so you plan on winning this with another knockout. You're not worried at all about having a wrestler. And where do you see, hopefully, if you can keep getting these fights this year, do you see yourself potentially going into something like Bellator or UFC by the end of 2020?
They can't keep denying me. Like I know I can do contender series this summer, but it's not till this summer. So I'm just trying to fight as much as I can and to keep winning.
No, your upcoming fight is at lightweight, but when I look you up, it says welterweight.
People always mess with my thing. Like somebody had changed that I was 6'3" on there and was preventing me from getting fights. Like people like messing with my page for some reason.
Okay, so you've only ever fought at lightweight?
I fought at 170 when I was an amateur, then I went down to 155. the last 2 fights were catch weight fights because those dudes they want to go down to 55.
Got you. Okay. So you would like to stay at 155. That's where you want to be. That's where you're happy. That's where you see yourself as you move up in your career.
Yeah, I'll move up eventually. But right now, as long as I can make the cut easily to 155, then I'll do it for a while and then move up to 170.
As you get older, though, that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
you want to go
exactly.
into your career at 155 and then later on.
Yeah. Once it's too hard to like hit 55 easily, then I'll move up to 70.
All right, and then I'm going to let you go, but I have one more question for you. What would the end goal be for you? Why do you do this?
I want to be the world champ. I want to be, remembered as one of the best to do it. I'm already doing things that nobody else is doing, so I want to just continue, on that path, and I'm in the right place to do it. Surrounded by greatness, so every day I'm just pushing, trying to get better, get my teammates better, and everything else. So, just out here trying to strive for greatness.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And let me get it right this time. It's Chris Breezy the Future Brown.
Yes.
There we go. Chris Breezy the Future Brown. That's a tongue twister.
Two names. It's 2 names, but I just combined them. All right, we're just going to do it one. He's like, you can't have 2 names, Chris.
Well, I like it,
I got a bunch of nicknames.
It makes it stand out. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today, and good luck on your fight exactly 2 weeks from today, January 17th.
Thank you.
Thank you. Talk to you later.